Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of the Iron Meditation, the Art of Living and Lifting podcast. I'm your host, Coach Michael. So, in my previous episode, I talked about the regret and guilt trips, and that this is the worst pain we can have in our lifetime. And I talked about my own practice and how I stumbled upon a solution. And today I want to talk to you about a reason, like one of the reasons why we have these regrets in the first place. Now, one thing is obviously when we grow up, we learn, we do things, we say things, we do not know, we do not intend, it slips, we are human, okay? It's our nature and it's okay. We need to cut ourselves some slack. However, the other thing is totally in our hands. And here it is. The message I get most often from my online students is such: Coach, I want to nail this 10-minute set. I want to nail this particular goal. And I'll being, yes. And then it continues. But listen, I was thinking, how about I'll add another 3 sessions per week and I'll do 1, 2, 3. Or how about this chest or this, barbell thing? How about we mix it? Can we mix it? Can it work? Will it work? Because no, I'm 100% dedicated. I want this goal. But there is this and that, and I'll be, okay, we can mix it. We can do anything, but not everything at once, that is. So if you want that goal, go and chase it, okay? Do this one thing. And that's the beginning of self-sabotage. It's the door. It is a hint to our subconscious of our belief system, because nobody self-sabotages himself for no reason or just for fun, unless you have some psychological issues, and then it's therapy. Okay? There is something in our subconscious that prevents us. So we subconsciously, obviously, self-sabotage, and we pull in some other goals to distill and to deviate ourselves from the only one thing we want. Now, come on, if we think about it broadly, nobody ever built long-lasting, quality, great, deep relationship by running from girlfriend to girlfriend each week or month. Nobody built himself a career, made any significant money by changing jobs each month. Look at kids. Now look at kindergartens, look at high schools, look at the elementary schools. They progress slowly from one thing to the next. They don't jump from subject to subject randomly, okay? They do it systematically because it works. It is called a saturation principle, something that Soviets talked a lot about in their programming, about saturating a physical or biomotor ability before moving to the next, because the saturated ability will actually hold and provide the good base for the development of a new one. And Alex Hormozy called this, I heard in his great lecture, and actually I've put a link to his lecture because it's genius in the notes of the show. He calls this principle saying no to the lady in a red dress. So I'm going to almost quote him, and he began his example by saying, listen, it's really easy to say no to $100 hooker with a red dress, okay, that stands at some bus station. But if it's the lady in the red dress that is one $1,000 income or $100,000 income or some $1 billion income. Now this is tempting and this is super hard saying no to it. And again, I see it in kettlebell sport because this discipline demands from people like a Catholic marriage. Like if you can do something else around it, it will be minors, because if you really want to excel in kettlebell sport, you just need to do it. And to make things worse, it's only one movement. You do one goddamn movement repeatedly, and you're lucky if you're going to for 10 minutes. Because some sick individuals like myself and many other great athletes go for half marathons, which is half an hour, or marathon, 1 hour of a single motion mindfuck. A pet name for a kettlebell sport. But I digress. Now seriously, to end self-sabotage, one needs to master the ability to say no to the lady in the red dress. The ability to focus on one thing, okay? Choosing one and going to the end, like picking one goal and going to the end with it. Now, it's not always a grand success. Sometimes in a phenomenal failure, but it doesn't matter because you took yourself from one point A to point Z and you've gained experience and knowledge. And from this point, you'll be smarter because you know how it ends and you really can pinpoint. And this is the takeaway. You can really pinpoint what things didn't work. Because if there are multivariables in your equation, like you did this, you really cannot tell. So it creates an illusion of knowledge, of experience, but it's not, because you are blind to what did not work. And kettlebell sport is the best tool I know, and I run and I swim, so I know what is repeated movement is about, but nothing comes close to the suffering and the horrors of standing with two bells and keep pushing them. Because like this is it. This is the singular movement discipline. And when you take these cycles, so when you begin to train in that manner, it becomes coherent to your life. So any task you pick in your life becomes a kettlebell sport set because it is the same. So today I have 4 sets of same movement. Okay, like today I have 4 tasks for that one same goal. Okay, only one thing, and tomorrow I'll have this, I don't know, 8-minute set, and tomorrow I'll have this 4-5 hours leg of sitting and doing one thing. So it becomes, it's fusing. It becomes like a symbiote, like venom, some sort, that helps you to cut down the noise, that teaches you to say no to the lady in the red dress, to finish stuff, to invest, to gain knowledge, experience, to really understand what works and what is not. And by changing what is not, you are succeeding more and more. And while succeeding and completing, guess what? There is no more regrets. And there is no more guilt trips. Because now, the majority of things is in your hands and under your control. Think about it. And I see you in the next episode.